Archangel Michael says, brace yourself, the winds have shifted, and the energy you feel in the air tonight is not your imagination. Something has been set in motion, a divine arrangement that no human force can stop. The one you thought you had lost forever is now being guided straight toward you. This is not an ordinary arrival. This is not a random visit. This person, whose name still lingers like a whisper in your soul, is carrying truths, regrets, and revelations that will leave your heart racing. You were not supposed to find out yet. But heaven decided you have suffered enough in silence. And now, the gate has been opened and the path cleared. Comment I'm ready if your spirit feels what is coming. This is not just about closure, it's about transformation. You are about to encounter a moment that will divide your life into before and after. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They have rehearsed this meeting in their mind 1,000 times. They walk with hesitation, not knowing if you'll accept them or reject them on sight, but what they're about to say will knock the breath out of your body. They have been carrying a secret for years, one that involves your name, your pain, and a choice they once made that they thought was for your protection. But the truth has been clawing at their conscience every night. This person is not only coming to return something. They are coming to fall on their knees. Heaven watched you cry over them when they walked away, they watched you pretend to move on. And now, they are watching this divine appointment approach your doorstep. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Archangel Michael says, this is not a coincidence. It's not a random meeting at a marketplace or a planned reunion set up by friends, it's an arrival from heaven's calendar, perfectly timed, dangerously emotional, and completely unavoidable. You may feel dizzy when you hear the knock or see the message on your screen. A cold wave will rush through your spine because your spirit will recognize their energy before your mind does. Don't doubt the signal. Your angels have worked overtime to bring this about. The person coming is not who they were when they left, they have been shaped, crushed, broken and reformed in the fire of their own mistakes. They've been shown visions, and your face has haunted every one of them. Comment I accept the truth if your soul knows this is about you. Because when they open their mouth, you won't be able to contain the tears. They will speak your pain out loud, like they lived it themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 222. They're carrying an item that belongs to you. Something you thought was gone forever. A photo, a handwritten letter, a trinket they kept hidden away, just so they could feel connected to you while pretending they'd moved on. There is power in this return, power to break chains that have followed your bloodline. Power to heal not just your wounds, but the ones that were passed down to you. Archangel Michael says, your name was spoken in a heavenly chamber when this arrangement was approved. You were marked with a light, and that light will glow brighter the closer this person gets. You'll feel the heat before you see their face. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They will tremble when they see you. Not because they are afraid, but because they are overwhelmed by the energy you now carry. You are no longer the broken version they last saw. You are rising, you are glowing, and the moment they witness what you've become, their knees will feel weak, their heart will feel small, and their eyes will begin to burn. They might say your name slowly, like it's the first time they've spoken it in years. They may hesitate, stutter, or fall silent mid-sentence. And when they finally say why they came, the earth around you will feel like it stopped moving. Comment: I received this if your spirit is vibrating right now. Because you're not reading by accident. You're reading because this moment has already been written in your divine story. Type Amen to get blessing 555. This person was warned. They were told if they don't come clean, they will continue to suffer. They've been losing sleep, relationships, and peace ever since they wronged you. But God is merciful. And He chose to give them one more chance, not to win you back, but to unchain both of your lives from a karma that's been lingering too long. You may still feel betrayed. You may still remember every moment they made you feel unseen. But heaven says, this arrival is not about reopening the past. It's about breaking the curse it left behind. Archangel Michael says, you are not weak for listening. You are strong for standing still when others would have run, and that's exactly why you're about to receive this divine moment. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Prepare your heart. Rearrange your space. Clean your mind of fear because this is not a test. It's a breakthrough. They may arrive in silence or with tears. They may write a message first or show up in person. But however they come, they are bringing a key. This key will open a box in your memory you had buried deep. It will release an energy that's been trapped inside you for years, and it will remind you of who you were before the pain hardened you. Comment: unlock my peace if you're ready to breathe again. Because the time of silent pain is ending. And joy, yes, joy, is about to knock on your door. Type Amen to get blessing 777. You will feel the energy shift around you within 24 hours. Your pets may start acting strange, the wind may feel different, or you may hear a name you haven't heard in ages. Don't ignore the signs. Don't dismiss the goosebumps. These are your confirmations that the divine clock is ticking closer to the moment you never thought would come. This arrival is not just about one person. It's about your spiritual restoration. You have been carrying more than just your own pain, you've been holding pain for generations. Archangel Michael says, you are being honored now. You are being chosen to rewrite history by showing forgiveness, but not weakness. You are the living proof that grace can be fierce. Type Amen to get blessing 999. And when you open the door, you'll feel something you haven't felt in years, stillness. Not the kind that makes you nervous, but the kind that makes you feel safe. They will tell you things you didn't know, they will admit truths you always suspected. And they will tell you what they risked just to stand before you. You won't need to say much. Your energy will speak for you. They'll know exactly where they stand just by looking into your eyes. Comment: I trust divine timing if your soul feels aligned. Because this is not fiction. This is not fantasy. This is divine orchestration at its highest. Type Amen to get blessing 111. They will reveal a conversation you were not aware of. One that involved your name, your value, and your destiny. Someone tried to block your blessings, but it didn't work. Heaven removed the person who stood in your way. That's why you've been feeling sudden peace. That's why the air around you has been strangely calm. This person's arrival marks the final chapter of that storm. And once you hear what they say, you will be able to sleep again. You will be able to love again. Archangel Michael says, don't fear this arrival. Don't run from what you asked heaven to bring. Your moment is here. Type Amen to get blessing 121. They will ask for a moment of your time. Just 5 minutes, they'll say, but that 5 minutes will stretch into eternity because the words will keep flowing. They will speak of nights they couldn't breathe. Of voices that told them to reach out. Of dreams that showed them your face while they were trying to escape their guilt. They are not the same person anymore, and they're not coming to explain, they're coming to surrender. To surrender the mask, the pride, the stories. Comment I open my heart to truth if you feel the pulse of this message. You are not alone. Heaven is sitting beside you as you read this. Type Amen to get blessing 313. The moment they leave, the room will still feel full. Their energy will linger, their words will echo, and your soul will feel lighter. Not because they fixed everything, but because the truth finally broke through the silence, and that's the beginning of your new life. You will no longer be bound by the shadows of confusion. You will walk with clarity. Archangel Michael says, you are a survivor of divine timing. And your reward is not just peace, it's purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 217. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks. With contributions of up to $20 you are about to be seen. You are about to be honored. You are about to rise in front of the very eyes that once looked down on you. This arrival will not be the end, it will be the spark, and from that spark, your entire world will shift into alignment. Watch what begins in silence and ends in celebration. Type Amen to get blessing 888. They will not come empty-handed, my dear. In their hand is more than a gift, it is a symbol of unfinished destiny. The object they carry may look small, but it holds the weight of years that never got the closure they needed. You may not even remember what it is until you touch it. The moment your fingers brush it, memories will flood back like a rushing river. You will feel the pulse of your own younger self, the one who waited for answers that never came. The timing of this arrival is not accidental, it was delayed by divine design. You had to grow, elevate, and become who you are now. Because who you are now will handle this truth with wisdom, not revenge. Comment I welcome divine healing if your heart is ready to rise above the past. You're not just reading this, you're living it, even if you don't yet realize it. Type Amen to get blessing 212. There was once a moment when you almost gave up on hearing from them again. That moment wasn't forgotten by heaven. The angels wept beside you. They heard you cry alone in the dark, whispering their name to the silence. They saw how strong you pretended to be for others while your spirit bled quietly, but now, justice in the form of truth is walking toward you. you may not know how to react. Whether to scream, cry, or stay silent. But your soul will guide you. You are more than ready. Type Amen to get blessing 414. Archangel Michael says, they are being drawn to you by an invisible force they can't explain. It wakes them up in the middle of the night. It whispers your name during quiet moments. It tugs at their heart every time they see someone who resembles you. They know they can't hide anymore. And no matter how far they've run, something inside them has snapped. They can't continue living in this half-truth, not when their soul is craving peace. They aren't just coming for your forgiveness. They're coming to show you that the pain was not your fault, that their silence had nothing to do with your worth. Comment: I deserve the truth if your soul feels the echo. Because once you hear what they have to say, a heavy door inside your heart will finally open. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. This person tried to replace you, they tried to fill the void with distractions, relationships, and busyness. But nothing worked. You remained the quiet anchor in their storm. And they learned something the hard way: connection is not replaceable. Especially not when it's spiritual. You weren't just someone, they now know you were the one. They will admit it. Even if it breaks them to do so. Even if they tremble while saying it. Archangel Michael says, you must not see this as weakness. You must see it as a divine moment, a sacred opportunity for karmic correction. Type Amen to get blessing 1233. They may confess things that will shock you. Stories they hid. Choices they regret, conversations you never knew happened. They are not asking to be excused. They are begging for peace. And in doing so, they're setting you free as well. Because whether you forgive them or not, the truth will cleanse both of you. It will break the chain. It will release the burden. Comment: truth sets me free if you are ready to breathe without weight on your chest. You have carried it for far too long. Type Amen to get blessing 616. Heaven has watched your loyalty. You didn't slander them. You didn't curse them. You simply waited quietly with dignity and with strength. And that is why you're being rewarded. The pain did not go unseen. The waiting was never wasted. This arrival is not a disturbance. It is a reward. It is heaven's way of saying, you were right to believe. Archangel Michael says, their eyes will soften when they see you. And in that gaze, you will see both the past and the healing future unfolding. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. The words I'm sorry will be spoken in a way you've never heard before. Raw, broken, real. They will admit they were wrong. That they listened to the wrong people. That fear ruled their life and pride kept them silent, but pride is crumbling now. Fear is vanishing. And all that's left is the vulnerability they once fought to hide. Comment: I release old pain. If you feel the tightness loosening inside you, your spirit has waited for this moment longer than you know. Type Amen to get blessing 505. This isn't just an emotional reunion. It's a spiritual alignment. It's a closing of a loop that began lifetimes ago. Some of you will recognize this person from dreams. You've seen their face in moments between sleep and waking. That's not coincidence, it was preparation. You are not imagining things. You are remembering what your soul has always known. That this moment had to happen, no matter how long it took. Archangel Michael says, your divine assignment included this encounter. And now that it's here, you will begin to feel whole again. Type Amen to get blessing 911. They may fall silent mid-sentence and simply begin to cry. Don't interrupt, let the silence speak. It holds more truth than words. Their presence will bring peace and pain at once. But as the tears flow, you'll feel the pain leaving your body. The toxins being drained from your soul. Don't fear the tears. They're not weakness. They are the sacred cleansing of the heart. Comment I choose peace if your heart is beginning to soften. You don't need to be perfect, you only need to be open. Type Amen to get blessing 404. Your angels have walked beside them in the journey back to you. They faced tests, trials, betrayals of their own. And through it all, your name remained a guiding flame. Even when they tried to forget you, something kept pulling them back. A song, a scent, a street name. These were the divine breadcrumbs leading them back to your soul. Now that they are close, your dreams may intensify. You may feel tired without reason, that is your body preparing for spiritual release. Archangel Michael says, this meeting is not about past romance. It's about soul alignment, and it's too big to ignore. Type Amen to get blessing 303. Even if you choose to walk away after this encounter, you will not carry anger with you, only freedom. Only understanding. This is your moment to reclaim your voice. To speak what you never got to say. To feel seen, heard, understood. You are not here to beg or plead. You are here to receive. To receive what the universe withheld until now. Comment I receive my clarity if your heart is vibrating. That's not fear, that's anticipation of transformation. Type Amen to get blessing February 2022. This arrival will be followed by breakthroughs. Finances will begin to shift. Opportunities will find their way to you. Why? Because energetic blockages are being removed. You will no longer walk around with emotional chains. You will speak your truth without trembling. You will live your life without waiting for closure. Closure is coming, in flesh and blood. With words, eyes, and trembling hands. Archangel Michael says, once this gate is crossed, your path will be cleared. Nothing will block what is next. Type Amen to get blessing 808. You will be surprised at how fast the healing begins. Just hearing I was wrong can restore years of silent suffering. You don't need to rush the next step. Let your spirit guide you. Some of you will rekindle, some will release, but all of you will rise, because this isn't just a personal story. It's a divine script. And the author has now flipped to the page of truth. Comment I trust my new chapter if you are ready for release. You're about to be lifted. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. you will feel lighter after this meeting. As if invisible weights have been removed from your shoulders. You will smile without guilt. You will breathe without sorrow. Everything is about to change, not because someone returned, but because truth did. This arrival will be remembered. Not for what was said, but for what was felt. Archangel Michael says, you have done the inner work. Now let heaven complete what it started. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Archangel Michael says, this is the moment everything inside you has been silently preparing for. The arrival won't just shake your heart, it will echo through your entire destiny. What seemed like a delay was actually divine protection, keeping you safe until you were strong enough to handle the full truth. This person's return is the end of an old contract, one that was signed in pain, tested in silence, and fulfilled in their return. Their footsteps are guided now by a force they can no longer deny. They've resisted the calling, but the pull is now greater than their fear. They are coming not to take, but to give. Not to demand, but to release. Comment I allow divine justice if your spirit is rising. You are no longer chained to the past, you are being lifted above it. Type Amen to get blessing 7171. You may hear them speak about the dreams they've had. Dreams where you looked at them in pain, in silence, in understanding. These were not dreams, they were visitations from the spiritual realm. Your soul was reaching out, not to punish them, but to call them toward healing. And they heard you. Even when they ignored the signs, they could not ignore the ache. And now that they've surrendered, they are not the same, the pride is gone. The false self has died. What is coming to you is a humbled version of who left you. A person stripped by the fire of regret, now walking back into your space with reverence. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. You may feel like the wind changes when they approach. The air around your home may feel dense with pressure before it clears. The energy will speak before they do. And that's how you'll know, this is no ordinary moment. Heaven is watching, heaven is recording. And heaven will reward. Not just for how you receive them, but for how you've carried yourself in silence. You didn't curse them. You didn't expose them, you just waited for the light to reveal what was hidden in the dark. Archangel Michael says, the divine sees everything you didn't say. That's why your reward will not be small, it will be public. Type Amen to get blessing 6060. You will be shocked by what they confess, a letter they wrote but never sent. A message they typed but never delivered. A moment when they almost gave up on life entirely. And in all of that, your name was the only comfort they found. You were their anchor in chaos, even from afar. They will say they never stopped loving you. But more importantly, they never stopped feeling you. Because true soul bonds don't fade. They wait. Comment my soul remembers if your chest is tightening from recognition. This is your confirmation. Type Amen to get blessing 99. They are not just asking to be part of your life again. They're asking to be allowed into your peace, a peace you fought hard to earn. You are under no obligation to say yes, but if your spirit agrees, what begins here will overflow into blessings in every area of your life. Because releasing them, whether by acceptance or closure, is the final piece of your elevation. You are rising either way. The version of you who once cried for them is no longer here. The version they are meeting now is holy, powerful, and unshakable. Type Amen to get blessing 4. 141. Archangel Michael says, your silence was sacred. Your patience was prophetic. And your next chapter will be proof that heaven always keeps its promises. Do not overthink what to say when they arrive. Your presence will say more than words ever could. Look into their eyes. You'll see the storm. You'll see the journey. But you'll also see your own reflection, the reflection of someone who survived. Comment I survived for a reason if this hits you deeply. You are not weak. You were chosen for this divine encounter. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They might ask you what they should do now. Don't answer with pressure. Answer with presence. Let the energy speak. Let your peace guide them to their own realization. Let your strength show them what love looks like after pain. This isn't about getting back together. It's about getting back to truth. And in that truth, your soul will sigh in relief. The war is over. Type Amen to get blessing 5151. They are coming back to give you what they once took: peace, honesty, and freedom. They know you've changed. That's why they feared returning. But now, they're more afraid of never seeing you again. And that fear finally outweighed their pride. Archangel Michael says, this is not your burden anymore. This is your blessing. You were chosen to be the mirror, the healer, the divine witness. Type Amen to get blessing 12,12. They may fall at your feet. Literally or metaphorically, don't be shocked. They've been haunted by guilt for too long, and this is their release. Some of you will cry together. Some of you will say nothing at all. But in that stillness, heaven will be moving. You don't need to decide the future today. Just let the presence speak. Let the moment do its healing work. Comment I embrace divine timing if your heart is wide open. This is your divine reset. Type Amen to get blessing 80,80. And when they leave, if they leave, you will not feel broken. You will feel whole. Because now you know the truth. You were never forgotten. You were always loved. They just didn't know how to show it. But now they do. And even if they don't stay, their return unlocked something in you that was frozen. Now it flows. Type Amen to get blessing 1000. Your angels celebrate you. Your ancestors whisper over you. And your spiritual team claps for you. You did what many could not, you waited in faith. You healed without closure, you stood without revenge. And because of that, you are being lifted, loved, lavishly restored. Archangel Michael says, what's next will be joy. Unexplainable. Overflowing, divine joy. Type Amen to get blessing 44,44. You didn't imagine the bond. You didn't dream the connection. You were not foolish to love them. You were chosen to reflect their truth, and now that the moment has arrived, you are more ready than you think. Say what your soul needs to say. Do what your peace requires. And trust, fully, that heaven will handle the rest. Comment I let it flow if you are ready to walk in your full light, no more waiting. It is time. Type Amen to get blessing 999. If you wish to express your support further. Thank you.